have a dream, oh, I have a dream. Red, white, and blue, fly free, fly free. I believe, oh, I believe. Will you dream with me?
Good morning, everyone out there. Welcome to Changing Times. What a beautiful day today, the day before Thanksgiving. This is Wednesday, November the 24th. We are always live on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. We are located at the headquarters of the Axe Media Group in Springfield, Missouri, out by the old airport on Kearney Street. I tell you what, Don, we've got a great show lined up today. We've got good friends, Bob Mondy and Alan Kemper, and we're going to be talking about the Ozark Jubilee, the rebirth of the Ozark Jubilee. But before that, we want to kind of talk about Thanksgiving.
Yes. I can't believe it's here.
Yeah, and you know, I always like Thanksgiving, and so Don, what do you think about Thanksgiving as far as what you feel that?
Well, we're really big into family get-togethers on Thanksgiving, but our family has expanded, and I love that every year it keeps expanding more and more. And so this year we had the opportunity to take in these foster kids within our family, and they just got reunited with their mom and went home on Friday. And so this Thanksgiving, their whole family's coming back to the table with the mom, and it's just a big time to give thanks and we're just very blessed to be able to bless other people.
Well, I tell you what, you know, I was just kind of looking into the history of Thanksgiving, and in 1621, now some historians will say that's not the date. There was other times when Thanksgiving really started, but when I started continuing to read, it looked like 1621 was a date that a lot of people were sticking with, and that was the Plymouth colonists and the Native American Indians that were there at that time. And and honestly, Thanksgiving to begin with was a religious holiday. Unfortunately, today in 2021, for some people, they don't realize that this is a religious holiday, and we need to turn back to God, and we need to thank Him for our blessings. Originally, those pilgrims, those people, they celebrated because of the bountiful harvest that they were just harvesting and all the things that had happened for that past year. And they were thankful for all the blessings that the Lord had bestowed on them. They were smart enough to know that, and they learned that. Today, you know, as I think about it, I think that family and friends, you're getting together. Thank goodness we're kind of trying to get through this COVID situation and that we can get back together. A lot of people are traveling this year more than ever. Last year it was kind of curtailed because of a lot of the restrictions and things like that, but it's just not normal. It's not normal for families and friends to be together. To not to be together. So they've got to be together. That's how we live is through interactions with other people. Yes. And so they're going to really, this will be a really big Thanksgiving for people. Obviously for some people it's parades, there are lots of parades. I'll probably watch a little bit of the parade tomorrow myself. You got football games. You've just got lots of food. I was researching that 90% of the people tomorrow will eat turkey. Wow. 90% of the people will eat turkey. The other 10% will eat ham and whatever else they have. But 90% of the people will eat turkeys. So I think actually there was a little bit of shortage on turkeys this year that I was reading about, except for the great big turkeys that are over 20 pounds. They were the ones that seem to be the ones left in the grocery stores. But and in fact, the president just pardoned a turkey. So every year the president pardons a turkey. That's tradition in this country. And then, some governors on this Thanksgiving Day, November 25th, every year, some of the state's governors pardon people. And so I think that's an important event too, especially since sometimes that we see people. We just saw a man on news this week that had been in prison for, 35 years or more, that was pardoned, let go, and they found out that he wasn't guilty. So we have that in this country too that happens from time to time. But there's so many things in our country, even though we've had some very serious obstacles, and lots of people died because of COVID. We still have so much to be grateful for, and to just think every day you wake up, you should have a day of Thanksgiving, and you should be grateful for that day that God has given you, an extra day. And then also, I would just like to tell people that if you've got a neighbor or a friend on your block, and what I'd like for people to do today all over this country and world is to do something nice for somebody tomorrow. Today, tomorrow, the following day. A lot of people are alone. For most of us that have families, we're just really glad to have a holiday. Some holidays are really hard for people. Yes. And so find somebody that you could give them some leftover turkey, or give them a piece of pie, give them some salad or something like that. Just help them out whatever way you can for Thanksgiving, because they would really appreciate that.
Yeah, Lynn, I plan on bringing, you know how you can get those to-go containers?
Uh-huh.
So I've already got people picked out of who are going to take some to-go containers. And if everybody did that, I mean, talk about bringing a smile to somebody's face. And so if you're going to Thanksgiving, bring some containers so that you can bring food to people.
Yeah, I really agree. We've had 2 people on our block out where I live, where Jan and I live, that the men have died. And so the ladies are left by themselves. And so we'll do something for them. We'll do something for them.
Well, Lynn, we have so much to be thankful for.
Amen.
Yeah. What was the verse that you were going to?
Yeah, I was just reading today and, thinking of what to say today. So I really like Psalm 95:2. Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him with song of praise. And, I think thankfulness is a weapon that we get to use in our spirituality. And you just have to be grateful and thankful and have that heart.
Well, amen. I tell you what a great, you picked a good verse.
And I've got one more thing to say. So last week, if you tuned in last week, or if you didn't, you can go back and watch our shows anytime. And we had Harmony House on last week. And I have been really trying to get the word out there to my sphere of influence that they're doing a toy drive. And so if you're wanting to do something and give back and, show your kids on how that they can be generous and what they can do for the community, they have about 42 kids within Harmony House right now, aging from newborns to teenagers. And the idea is that the parents get to come in and shop for one small and one large gift. So even if you drop off colored pencils or, whatever you want to come up with in your heart, they will graciously take that in. And so consider Harmony House donating for their toy drive.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Lisa Farmer is the executive director of Harmony House. She and all the other employees and volunteers do a great job. That Harmony House in Springfield is the largest domestic violence abuse center in the state of Missouri, larger than anything in St. Louis and Kansas City. And it's located right behind the PFI in Springfield, off a battlefield. And so really a great facility, and they've been really good guests. One of the things, Don, I'm thankful for before we get started on our show is I'm thankful for all the guests. This is week number 34. Think of all the great guests that we've had on our show, starting with the very first show when we had a tremendous highway patrol officer that talked about human trafficking. And we've gone on and on and on, and we've had some really, really strong guests that really make our show.
Yes, and we're thankful for our audience, for everybody who's tuning in, that you would give us your time and spread the word about our show so we can help more people and bring more awareness.
Right. And I tell you what, our audience is growing in by the thousands, and we appreciate the opportunity. The Acts Ministry Group, they're all volunteers. So Matt, our producer, who has got us on automatic right now, but he'll be coming back and forth. And so he's a volunteer. Don and I are volunteers. Jim Whining and Pam, all the CEO of Acts Ministry, bishop and attorney, they do a great job. All the other people in Acts Ministry, non-denominational, worldwide ministry, and I'm telling you, nobody's thinking about being paid. We are doing this for everyone watching today, whether you're a Christian or a non-Christian. We're doing this show for you. And we hope that you will find the Lord, whether you find the Lord on our show at some point or whether you find the Lord some other way, that's our whole goal, is to try to honor God and do this through different social topics that we want to talk about, social issues, and try to always be positive. And, for the people watching today, we're always live at 10 a.m. on the Facebook page of Acts Media Group. So you can go to Acts Media Group Facebook page, look for Changing Times, and you'll find us live. If you miss that show at 10 o'clock, you can watch it any other time. You watch all our shows in the library of the Acts Media Group's Facebook page. Also, we're live on YouTube. And then also we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Rumble, and we're on Daily Motion.
Yes.
6 different social media platforms, many that I don't even know how to get onto. And then I know that I'm predicting in the next 6 months we'll be on at least 10 different social platforms. Jim Whining has got all kinds of plans for this group of programs that we're doing. And I'm telling you what, so we are just honored to be part of that. And
then, Lynn, we're thankful for our sponsor that we have right now.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to have them.
Yes.
We're going to have them on next week. So Brad Pistow and his son Hunter Pistow will be on next week. And this is going to be interesting. You need to be thinking of questions that you might want to ask us and ask them. So here's how it's going to work. Brad Pistow is one of the top countries, not just in Missouri, but in the country, for financial advice for retirements. He's a financial fiduciary expert, and he specializes in retirements and safe money, where you never lose any principal that you put into a retirement plan. That's really important for trying to preserve your retirement money. You don't have to worry about the stock going up and down and things like that. He's got all kinds of programs. He's going to be on there live, but his son, Hunter Pistow, will also be on, and Hunter is the Medicare specialist. So for all of us, Don, you don't qualify, but for the other 3 people in this room, the 3 men, we qualify. So Medicare, December the 10th is the last date to sign up for Medicare this year, I believe. He'll set me straight if I'm wrong, but I think that's correct. I've only been on Medicare. This will be my 2nd year, so I'm not an expert on Medicare either. But he's going to tell us about that. And those 2 things really go together about spending your money and making sure you spend your money wisely and you're saving money. Those 2 go together. So they're going to be on our show next week. They are our first sponsor. I'm actually talking to another potential sponsor this afternoon. I've been gone 6 days, and so out of the area, but I'm going to talk to a potential sponsor. I think I'm going to get another sponsor that we'll be able to announce. And we're trying to get 5 sponsors to really be able to produce this show, buy some more equipment, help run this network and things like that. But let's just go ahead and get started.
All right.
Ready? So we've got Bob Mondy. Bob,
hey, good to be here.
How are you doing? So we appreciate you. And we got Alan Kemper.
Yes.
And Alan Kemper is the chaplain for the new Ozark Jubilee.
Absolutely.
And so what we really want to talk about today is we want to make sure that people in the Springfield, Missouri area, but I mean, people from Joplin, people from all over Southwest Missouri should be paying attention to this. And people who are traveling from all 50 states or around the country could come to Springfield, because the Ozark Jubilee was created, back in 1957?
54.
54. 54.
Yeah.
And that was Red Foley. Was he one of the first ones?
He was. He was a big star that come together. You had Chet Atkins. You had the Tall Timber Trio with Slim Wilson, those caliber people. And Brenda Lee came on to the Ozarks real soon after that, too.
Brenda Lee. Mm-hmm. And then Porter Wagner.
Oh, yeah. Billy Walker. And, oh, my. The 450 people were on the stage of the Ozark Jubilee, Lynn.
Wow.
Throughout the years,
and
9 years.
Then Dolly Parton came along.
She did, yes.
She came along. The thing I know about Porter Wagner is that my mom was a seamstress. All the moms back then sewed. Everybody, the women sewed their own clothes and things like that. But my mom and Porter's wife, they actually did Porter's first jackets.
Wow.
They did the sequins and the beads and things like that, and he didn't want to wear it. He was not going to wear his jacket on the Ozark Jubilee. But when he wore that first jacket, and it was a colored jacket, and everybody just went wild about the jacket. I'm not sure about the music, but they did. They went crazy about the jacket. So you know what my mom and Mrs. Wagner did next? For the next week, they put more buttons and beads and things on there and made it fancier and picked a different one. So that way he had like a red one and a yellow one and a blue one and a green one. He had all these different colors, and each week it went all over the world. They were just talking about his jacket, and they were having so much fun putting all these things on his jacket. So then he started wanting to wear it, because everybody was talking about his jacket. So I do know that about the old Porter Wagner and stuff like that, because they lived down West Plains where I was raised. So that was interesting.
Jan Howard down there too.
Jan Howard. She has a street named after her down in West Plains, Missouri too, and so does old Preacher Rowe in the Gas House Gang. He is a Hall of Famer, and he was from West Plains too. And then of course now Bill Burden died this week, and he was from West Plains, and they'll have some things like that for Bill Burden too. So, well, I tell you what, the history started back in 1954, and how long did it run?
Well, it ran through about 1963. If you don't mind, I'll give a kind of quick composite.
Yeah.
1954, you'd hear direct from Springfield, Missouri, the heartbeat, Queen City, the Ozarks. The Ozark Jubilee is on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Red Foley. Now, I want you to think about the KWTO building, the old, it was made out of stone. Porter Wagner, Johnny Mullins are sitting over there on the floor doing a show, because KWTO is a big part of this. That's where Chester was named Chet Atkins. And it was running a little bit late, trying to tape some things. Porter said to Johnny Mullins, that wrote Blue Kentucky Girl, and company's coming up the road, it went, "We got company coming, we got company coming up the road." And Johnny Mullins went home and wrote that song for Porter. From that time on, boy, things got really, really exciting, because Cy Simon and Dub Albritton and Bud Cox and, oh my goodness, there's so many of them that were involved in bringing this together. And Cy Simon, he discovered so many talents, like Ronnie Self was from here. He was a big rockabilly. And of course, Wayne Carson, he had 31 number one hits. You Were Always on My Mind was his biggest song from Springfield, Missouri. And all these people, the Foggy River Boys, the Jordanaires, the Philharmonics, a wonderful black organization group that just absolutely brought the house down. There was so much. And it went on. You had the Eddie Arnold Show, the Chet Atkins Show, naturally the Ozark Jubilee, and the 5-Star Jubilee, all broadcast nationally from Springfield, Missouri, USA. And when Mr. Foley, when he passed on, the Mabes and the Presleys went to somewhere called Branson. I believe Branson's going to take. I think it's going to happen with music. No, it's happened there. And Bob Hubbard, the Foggy River Boys, and the Plummer family. Lee Mace went to Lake of the Ozarks and started the Ozark Opry up there. And the rest of it's kind of history. And we're grabbing a hold of that thing. We're going back into the future. We're going to keep a lot of the things basic and simplicity, but we're going to honor God and country. And I hope folks like Jesus, because if they don't, they may want to change the channel, because they're going to hear about Jesus at the end of every program. And we'd like to do a song, if that's okay.
Well, I think that's great. And so, Bob, you are now rebirthing Ozark Jubilee, right?
Beginning on December 4th. And we're going to go back and show a lot of the history, because we want to, so much of the youth have no idea. You talk about my friend Pat Boone. I was on the phone with him 30 minutes the other day. Pat's 87 years old. Can you imagine? That's Red Foley's son-in-law. And he got him out of a little bit of tax trouble during some times. But, the excitement that was with the Ozark Jubilee, you probably remember. When you got around Park Central Square, the Jewel Theater was down there on Jefferson Street. You had to walk sideways, because the Ozark Jubilee was coming on the air, and people were lining up and trying to get down there to Jefferson and St. Louis Street to go into the theater. Now, on December 4th at 9:30 p.m., The Ozark Jubilee will be on the air, and it's going to be with the Now Network. And they tell me there's 12 satellite networks involved, going out to 100 nations and potential of something like 1 billion people. Is that 1,000 million?
Well, that's more than our audience, but Don and I are working on it, though.
But
Yeah,
hey,
but,
we'll just have to have you on a guest and
yeah.
tell them, hey, you got to tune into the Acts ministry. That would be exciting.
Well, that would be a great thing, and we are going to help promote you guys. So,
okay. Well, anyway, the history has to be reestablished. We're going to bring youth on. We might discover the next Brenda Lee.
Right.
We're going to be using a lot of the Branson talent because there are brothers and sisters, most of them down there. There is no place on earth loves veterans any more than Branson, Missouri. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
There's just something down there, how they honor God and country and
right.
the veterans.
Right.
And I appreciate your stand, my brother, for what you do. And I'd like to do a song right now that Johnny Mullins wrote for me. Like I said, he did Blue Kentucky Girl, called It's Been a Good Day, Lord. Many scenes of my childhood I fondly recall, but one of them lingers, more precious than all. In the shank of the evening, my daddy would pray as he talked to his Jesus in his own simple way. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. The children are healthy. They're able to play. There's food on the table, and the cattle have hay. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. One cold winter evening, many years had gone by. My daddy grew weary. His time had drawn nigh. One when he was saying what he often had said. He said, Jesus, it's been a good day. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. The children are healthy. They're able to play. There's food on the table, and the cattle have hay. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. Time marches on. Now that I have grown older, with a home of my own, like him I get weary. Lord, I just can't go on. That's when I remember those evenings I knew, and I talked to my Jesus like my dad used to do. Sing with me now. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. The children are healthy. They're able to play. There's food on the table, and the cattle have hay. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day. One more time. It's been a good day, Lord. It's been a good day.
Hey, Bob, I tell you what, thank you. And Alan, thank you.
That's
you know,
good.
it has been a good day. It's always a good day. And thanks for letting me sing that last part.
You did good. I heard you.
Yeah, so I hope you all heard me out there that I might be able to maybe get on his show. I don't.
You're on.
I'm on the show. Okay, well.
Will you bring the pretty lady?
Oh, Yeah, I always will bring the pretty lady. Hey, so we're going to go ahead and right now, I think we're going to take time. I think Matt was kind of signaling to me. So we have one sponsor right now. We were looking for 5 sponsors, and that's what really is going to make this show just grow in 2022. This show is just going to explode, and we know it's going to do some great things.
Amen.
But one of my good friends that was a sponsor on my radio program for 7.5 years, Brad Pistow, he's a certified fiduciary financial planner. He's a strong Christian man who actually went to college and started out doing ministry work for youth after he graduated from college. His dad was a financial broker, stockbroker, and so he kind of gravitated toward that. And so he's located in Ozark, Missouri, but he does business in other states too. So he's licensed in other states to give you advice. And so I want you to call this number, 417-581-9222. Okay? Call that number, and here's what's going to happen. It's just like magic. Lisa Hunter is going to answer the phone. This is a very friendly, pretty lady that's going to answer the phone. And you can tell that she's smiling at you. And she's going to send you a book called Safe Money Matters, #1 financial retirement book on Amazon. It has been since the beginning. And you're going to get that book free. And after you read the book, you're going to think, well, I think I need to talk to Brad Pistow about my retirement planning. It's never too early to think about retiring.
Amen.
Look at the inflation and everything that's going on today. I mean, we have got to think about retiring because it's going to take more money than ever to retire in a way that you want to retire, in a comfortable way. And so he's going to be on our show next week for the entire time. And then his son, Hunter Pistow, he's going to be on the show because he's the Medicare specialist. And, you know, the 2 things that seniors always worry about is retirement and Medicare. Those are important decisions.
Yep.
And they're going to talk to you about it. And so we want you to call us or email us right now. So, Don, what's your email?
mycreativeworkhorse@gmail.com.
mycreativeworkhorse@gmail.com.
Wow.
She is very creative. Now mine, I'm not so creative. Mine is my name, Lynn, Lynn, Morris, Morris, 2012. That's the year I was born. at gmail.com, 2012@gmail.com. Okay. Now, the reason why we give you those email addresses, anytime you want to let us know about something that you want to hear about in 2022, be sure and send us an email and let us know. But right now, if you have a retirement question or a Medicare question, I think December 10th is the final date to sign up for Medicare. Hunter will tell us for sure next week. But you know, ask us a question. You can also send a comment to Axe Media Group's Facebook page, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you can send us a question on that, and we'll make sure that those kind of questions get answered. Mm-hmm. The reason why we're looking for sponsors is someday, and we know it will happen, we're going to have telephones in here, and we can have live conversation going on with people all over the world. Amen. And so when you're hearing something that we sing or say on this show, we can have people calling in and we can converse back and forth. Won't that be great?
Yes.
I mean, so that's what I was used to at my radio station where I was on for 7.5 years. And this is what we want here. We desperately need to still raise some money where we can continue to upgrade our studio. We're proud and thankful for what we have, but we can do more. And so we want to be able to outreach more people and things like that. So they're going to be on our show next week and honoring our first sponsor. And so that's going to be awesome. But let's get back to now with the rebirth of the Ozark Jubilee. Yeah. So you're going to have. So what I've heard and what I think that you really want to do is you want to take some of the let's call them the old timers, the guys that have been around for a while. They're still playing. You're going to have them on.
Definitely.
Now you've got your own band that's going to be on, right?
We do. It's called the Jubilee USA Band, and I do want to make mention Tim Atwood, who was with the Grand Ole Opry for 38 years, has agreed to work along with Alan Kemper. And then his wife, Roxanne Atwood, she produced the Grand Ole Opry television show. They have agreed to come aboard, and she also did the Bill Anderson show. So we're going to go first class. I think Jesus would have us go first class.
Well,
when we
sure,
can,
sure.
as soon as
Well,
we
Bob,
can.
what's that thing called the little round thing that just kind of you shake it and makes some noise? What's that?
Tambourine.
Tambourine or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Tambourine, or what's that other thing that just
Round
kind of has a
thing.
little looks like this, and then a real round thing you kind
The
of
spoons.
yeah. I don't know, but something like
It's
that.
like a gourd
Some-
with a thing in it. What do you call it?
Maraca.
Yeah, maracas. Yeah.
well, so yeah, something like that. If
That's
you
not
need,
very Ozark Hillbilly.
well, I know that, but that's about the only thing I know. And so also I know how, I just tell you, at Christmas time, I know from third grade, I still know how to sing Silent Night in
Wow.
Spanish. You know,
Okay.
Noche de paz, noche de amor, todo duerme en Calador. See, so if
That's
if
good.
you do a Christmas special,
Yeah,
then I could actually be part of
Would-
that,
would
because
you-
we'll have some Spanish speaking
International
people
Yes.
at our show.
So
Okay,
I'd like
okay.
to invite you both on for the Christmas special, because it's going to be on. Let's see, it's going to be on December 25th. But
Wow.
we'll record it ahead of time.
Okay,
Put it in the
okay.
can, so to
Yeah.
speak. But we're very, very excited. It's such an honor to be here. And when you think about Dr. Paul Collins and some
Oh
of the
yeah,
great
and he's
people.
actually started Axe Media Group.
Oh, what a wonderful
He and his
man
wife
of God.
started this fine organization.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
So I would like to invite all of you to support the wonderful ministry that Lynn and Don are doing here, because this is a real deal. This is what's really reaching out with the main thing. The Ozark Jubilee, we're going to have young talent too.
Yeah,
We're going to have dancers on there, square dancers, cloggers, other things. We're looking for new talent and to put them out there. But the main thing, I do want them to know that we're about God and country, and that Jesus is Lord. And, if they don't
Amen.
like that, they won't be coming on there with any drugs or alcohol or stuff like that. Now, if they want to get cleaned up and they want to be a part, boy, more power to it. I'd like to do another song.
sure. Let's
Okay.
hear another song. Maybe I can sing along.
Let's do a little Peace in the Valley, okay?
Oh yeah.
I want to share this with you because Mr. Foley, at the end of the Ozarks Jubilee, he would do a gospel song. This was the first Grammy winner, sold over 1 million records. It was the very first song that ever did that. And there's a real story behind this. So listen up, if you would. He would look out there and he'd say, "Good night, Mama. And good night, Papa." And of course, I'm not him, but that love is so real. Jesus. Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along. Till the Lord come and He called me away. Oh yes, and the morning is bright, and the Lamb is the light, and the night is as fair as the day. Oh yes, there will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Dear Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I'll see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh, yes. Keep playing, Alan. Now, Red Foley had some real problems, like so many people in life. But Billy Walker and him were playing up in Indiana during their last show that they he would ever know, but he said, "Hey, Billy, there's something different about you, and I don't know what it is, but," and Billy shared, "It's the good Lord Jesus." And he looked at him. Well, could he save an old sinner like me? Well, he got it right. He went and did his show, and the curtain call, they called him back for Peace in the Valley. And that night, he met the good Lord Jesus just personally. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace, sing with, in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no more sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I'll see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh, yes.
That's very good, Bob. And Alan, thank you very much. You know, that was one of my dad's favorite songs. Yeah.
Well, it buried Hank Williams. It buried Red Foley. And let's see, Elvis Presley. James Blackwood sang that song. He was one of my ultimate heroes. When I got to sing for him, I was scared to death. You know, I was down there with Cecil Todd, and there's James Blackwood sitting on the front row, and I'm thinking, go ahead, Lynn.
Well, we're going to have 1 minute left, but, you know, I just want people. So you did say that Red Foley, he was saved.
He got saved the night
before he died.
The night he did die, that night, after he got saved, they got on their knees.
So it's never too late. It's never too late till it's too late.
What a Thanksgiving time.
Right. Hey, we thank you guys. Alan, Bob, thank you. Ozark Jubilee, the rebirth of Ozark Jubilee, the very first Saturday, December the 4th.
At 9:30
p.m. At 9:30 p.m. We'll be letting you know on our show how to tune to that. Hey, thanks for listening in. We'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks for listening in.
Be the change.
Be the change.
That's
be
what
the difference maker.
It means to really dream. 1, 2, 3. Can I get a hoorah from a patriot like me? Can I get an amen?